Today, we help a young couple who want to swap the big smoke for a greener outlook.
That's not a view that you get in London.
No, that's quite a view out there.
Yeah.
But they're not making the move alone.
The guinea pigs would love this room. They don't mind the low ceilings, so they're happy. Plenty of light.
And a new country lifestyle promises to bring a lot of firsts.
Have you ever cooked on a range?
Well, I can cook a range of food.
Dumb. I'm in Wiltshire at Malmesbury Abbey, and this is the gravestone of a young local barmaid called Hannah Twinoy, whose demise has become part of the town's history. The story goes that in 1703, a travelling circus came to town, and with it a tiger that Hannah liked to torment. Now, rather unsurprisingly, the said tiger didn't take too kindly to that. Wiltshire, the county where it's believed the first person in Britain was killed by a tiger. Apart from the odd gruesome tale, rest assured that the county's stone, bricks and mortar have many sweeter stories to share. The average price of a detached home in Wiltshire is just over £426,000, which is around £61,000 more than you'll pay across the rest of the UK. But for that, you get to live in a particularly attractive and unspoilt, yet well-connected part of the country. In fact, there are numerous train links in Wiltshire. 3 lines run directly from central London and 3 from Bristol, right here to this beautiful part of the world.
It's a very rural county, it's a very large county, and there's a tremendous contrast in landscape.
There's also a rich culture here, with contemporary conveniences found in the region's market towns, plus quaint country villages like Tisbury in the Nadder Valley.
Wiltshire is a very, very slow pace of life. Everyone's friendly, you get to know everybody. There's fantastic walks all over the county. Loads of good pubs, good food, everything's local, they try and keep it local, and that's why I like living here.
It's easy to see Wiltshire's draw, particularly for young families wanting to give the next generation a balanced start in life.
Children grow up here with one foot in the countryside, one foot in the town. They have the best of both worlds. It's quite hard to go on holiday because you have to go a long way to find somewhere that's better to be.
Take it from me, Wiltshire has got loads going for it. Gorgeous scenery, spectacular villages and plenty of fabulous market towns. Not to mention the cathedral city of Salisbury, which was recently voted by a rather well-known Sunday newspaper as the best place to live in the UK. And it's all just a couple of hours from London, which is exactly where today's buyers are heading from, with 5 furry friends in tow.
So we're currently living in a 1/1.5 bedroomed flat in southwest London in Mortlake with our 5 guinea pigs, and they've basically taken over our lounge. We actually don't even have a lounge anymore.
No,
because
we have a sofa and a guinea pig pen.
Singing teachers Stephanie and Ollie, who works for an insurance broker, are both southwest Londoners born and bred.
We met about 8.5 years ago, just on a night out, and moved in after about 5 months, and we've been living together ever since. You know, we have really enjoyed living here, but you know, now we feel that we've outgrown the place, I suppose.
Yeah, we want to transfer from a city village location to a proper traditional village sort of location.
We always plan to move out to the countryside, you know, maybe in 10 years' time, but I think recently we've just been thinking that maybe we should fast forward our plans now. We're both working from home.
There's no need as much for the travel links and being able to get into town by bus, by train, so we can move to a traditional village.
The relocation is extra exciting because after 8 years renting together, this will be the first house they bought. And when they've settled in, they're really looking forward to getting stuck into their hobbies.
I have an old MGB which is always in need of a little TLC and a large amount of tinkering. Currently my car is in a lock-up garage about half a mile from the flat, so I don't tend to see it very often. We're both interested in photography and nature, so we do often head out to the London Wetland Centre. Being out in the countryside, will hopefully allow us to be a bit closer to that sort of nature.
Ever since I was a child, I wanted some land to just have lots of animals, and I just imagined being able to open the doors and having goats and chickens and everything like that. And obviously London life isn't really set up to have that sort of lifestyle.
Stephanie and Ollie are counting down to the kind of life they want to lead in Wiltshire, one they hope to share with family and friends.
What we're looking for is a complete lifestyle change, just a complete change in pace.
We don't need the hectic London lifestyle anymore. We want the slightly more laid-back countryside feel.
I'd like to be able to just invite everybody round to us and to be able to entertain in our own home for once. We've never really been able to do that.
One observation from my years on this show helping people escape to the country is that we inevitably meet folk who've already done so. And 9 times out of 10, they tell us that they just wish they'd done it sooner. And that's what I think is fantastic about Stephanie and Ollie. They're just not hanging around, they're getting on with it, ready to start this new adventure together. So all we have to do is find them the ideal house for them and all those guinea pigs. Stephanie and Ollie have a budget of £600,000 to buy a light and spacious home. They're pretty flexible on style but want at least 2 bedrooms, plus an office for Ollie and a studio space for Stephanie. Outside they're hoping for a decent plot of land to keep more animals and a garage for Ollie's classic wheels. Location-wise, they'd like to be within a village community. We found 3 great homes for them to tour, and after they've taken a good look around each one, I'll ask them to guess its price first before I let them in on it. Then, to top it all off, I'm hoping we'll be singing the praises of our standout mystery house. So what we need to do now is cut the ribbon on our country house hunt. So welcome to Wiltshire.
Thank you.
So you are not making the move alone though, you two, are you?
No. Our 5 guinea pigs are joining us, and they're hoping for a bit more space as well. They're currently indoors. And,
They've told us that we need to get a garden with plenty of grass for them because they want to have some time outside in the sunshine as well.
And you plan to extend your animal farm, don't you?
We do indeed, yes. We would like to have some pygmy goats and anything else really that we can fit.
Goats, chickens, ducks. Turn it into, we'd love to turn life into a mini small holding.
A mini small holding.
Yes.
Well, shall we get goating on our search?
Absolutely.
That's terrible, wasn't it? It was so bad, but I had to do it. Come on, let's go. Our tour of Wiltshire kicks off in the middle of the county in the village of Easterton. Located on the northern edge of Salisbury Plain, the pretty village has charming cottages flanking its narrow streets. And there's a popular dining pub. 10 minutes walk away along country lanes, our first property takes pride of place in a lovely rural spot. So, starting off the house hunt with this 1920s chalet bungalow with the most amazing views over Salisbury Plain.
It's very me,
Yes.
to begin with. Very me. I don't think Ollie will say the same.
I'm not a huge bungalow fan, but this is very nice
Yeah.
indeed.
So, Stephanie, you said it's very me. So,
Yeah.
describe me.
Well, I can already see all the like front garden and flowers and things like that. It's
Yeah.
quite cutesy. I think that's how I'm...
It's very
Explain it.
country, I think. And you'll be pleased to know that I haven't forgotten the guinea pigs with this one.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay, I have a plan for them. Should we go and have a look around?
Yes.
Let's go and have a look around.
Come on. This attractive home has got a lot going for it. And once in, it's a bit of a TARDIS with more rooms than you would imagine from the outside. We're starting our tour in a beautifully bright garden room. So come on in. So this is actually a new addition. At one point this was the garage for the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
It's really nice.
It feels nice and cosy.
Yeah, cosy but light at the
Yeah.
same time. And I do like a good skylight, letting as
Little
much
log burner in the corner.
light in. Oh, yes.
Now you'll be happy to hear that this isn't the only living room. In the older part of the house there's a couple of other rooms. So there's actually 2 snugs. One that would be lovely and cosy for you, and a second one which would be for your guinea pigs.
Their own
They could have a whole living room just to themselves.
Perfect.
How does that sound?
Yeah, really.
Sounds ideal for them, yeah.
Do you feel quite relieved at the prospect of not having to share your living room with the guinea pigs, Ollie?
Yes and no. It's nice to have them when you're watching TV. They watch along with us. But they would like their own room. They'll be more than happy.
So the kitchen is in the old part of the house.
Okay.
So should we go and have a look?
Yes.
Come on.
Have a look.
Okay. It has an island.
Kitchen with an island.
How are you, Ollie, with cooking on a range?
I can cook on a range.
You ever cooked on a range?
Well, I can cook a range of food.
Dumb. Well, you might have to expand your range to
Okay.
actually cook it on a range, because if
Yes.
you peek round the corner into the other part of the kitchen, and there is a range.
Nice.
So it's a real country vibe in here.
Yeah, I really like it.
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that I imagined.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Nice.
This is good. Well, we've certainly kicked things off on a high, and the ground floor offers even more. There's a welcoming dining room, a double bedroom with an ensuite bathroom, plus a separate shower room. And hopefully, our couple's appreciation of the property will continue upstairs. Yeah, I think that this might be the bedroom that you guys would go for.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too keen when the ceiling comes, a bit lower like this, but it feels like there's still enough room.
Feels
For
like
me.
there's plenty of space.
Yeah.
And that view, that's a nice thing to wake up to, isn't it?
Sort of
It is.
stunned by it slightly.
Yeah.
Very nice view.
It's got an enormous ensuite, quite a grand ensuite there.
Yeah, that makes it all the better, I think.
And there's the extra bedroom up here is currently used as a sort of dressing room.
With a different space to put all the clothes in, then that could work.
It's everything that we were looking for. So yeah, all very positive.
Well, should we go and check out that view from the garden, because it's magnificent, and I can talk to you about the outside space.
Yes.
Okay,
Sounds
can you go?
Thank you.
The grounds consist of well-established gardens to the front and side, with flower beds, shrubs, trees and countryside views as far as the eye can see. There's also a rather handy summer house and a workshop. I know one of the key concerns for you is there enough space for your pygmy goats to go in? What do you think?
It's close. It's close. Not sure. We'd have to do some checks and measurements, but it could work.
But I like it. It's really pretty. I love all the flowers. It seems really peaceful out here with the birds, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good. I like the garden as it is.
So, what do you think this house is on the market for?
I think it's £575,000.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to say £525,000.
That's really interesting. So quite a big,
That's quite a big gap.
there's a really big difference between the two of you. It's in the middle, pretty much. It's on the market for £550,000.
Okay.
You would definitely have money left within the budget to do things like build the garage.
Yeah.
There might be options to lease some land as well if you were after something slightly larger. So
Yes.
you've got a lot of options with this one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh,
Lots to think
Yeah, I
about.
was literally
Lots
just
to
about
think
to say the same thing.
Look, why don't you go and explore the outside space, take another look at the house and come and find me when you've seen enough.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Prized £50,000 below budget, this spacious 1920s chalet bungalow comes with a character kitchen, 3 reception rooms and 3 bedrooms. Both inside and out there's plenty of room for the guinea pigs as well as their devoted owners. And the property features stunning rural views.
Okay, so I could make this into an outdoor studio, or if there's enough space in the garden there, we could even make it into the indoor goat.
Yes, the
Shed.
goat shed.
Well, I really like the house. It's nice and spacious, it's been beautifully done. The inside of the property and how it looks on the outside is lovely.
It is a little bit of a shame there isn't a garage, but it's clear there's a space to put one in, so I'm sure that's something we can work round, not a problem.
I really like the land, I love all the flowers. I am slightly worried about the size, whether we could have the animals that we have dreamt about having, but I think it's worth thinking about, certainly.
It's got a lot going for it. It's a definite contender, even at this early stage.
So, a good start?
Yeah, really good start.
Definitely a good start.
That's what I like to hear. And we've another one to go and see. Come on.
Excellent.
As we know, pygmy goats are top of the new pet additions when Stephanie and Ollie make their move to Wiltshire. But they've never kept any before. So, to discover a little of what is involved, they're meeting Tanya Sheesby, who breeds a large herd on her farm in Little Somerford with the help of her young family.
Hi Tanya, lovely to meet you. Could you tell us how long you've been rearing goats for?
My children have had goats for 7 years, and we've decided to rear them and breed them for other children and other people since then, basically.
What's the difference between pygmy goats and more standard goats?
Pygmy goats, I think, make the best pets. You don't need a lot of space to have them in. They need some toys to play on because they're very active and inquisitive and just like a puppy all their life, actually. And they're robust, really disease resistant and just great fun. We've got 3 6-month-old kids here, and we've got 2 little 2-year-old girls here, and one of the most important things in a pygmy goat is their hoof health. They're cloven-hooved animals, which means they have a split toe, and today I thought I'd show you a little bit how to trim them so you can become an expert before you have them.
That'd be
Great.
Thank you.
This short, stocky breed originates from Africa. They grow to around 18 inches tall and have a good head and body of hair. Pygmy goats are very sociable. They're herd animals, so you need to keep a minimum of 2 in a space about the size of a tennis court.
So how do you look after pygmy goats?
Oh, pygmy goats are really easy to look after. You need to make sure they have a great diet. 90% of a pygmy goat's diet is made up of fibre.
What about the indoor enclosure? How much space do they need?
It depends on how many you've got. I mean, you would generally start with a couple of goats, and so just a garden shed size is ideal. And they like to sleep up, so having them on a table inside is what they actually prefer to sleep on. They don't like sleeping on the floor.
Let's see how they like having a pedicure.
This is a cloven hoof. Just like your toenails, they grow. Naturally, they would be climbing stone and rocky areas, and they would wear away naturally. So we need to give them a helping hand. All you're going to do with your clippers is you're going to trim as if you were trimming your toenails. And you trim away from the foot.
From the point
From the
back?
point back, yeah. That's it. Just take a little sliver off. It's quite a tricky thing. It's something that you learn and you learn and you...
There we go.
We'll get better over the years.
Yeah.
You're doing really well. That's it. Well done. Generally speaking, the whole point about our goats is that they actually really enjoy this. They don't mind.
Well, she's happy sitting.
She
She's
is.
happier sitting than being trimmed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing all of your knowledge with us. We've really enjoyed it.
Absolute pleasure. Absolute
Thanks.
pleasure.
Now we must return to the job in hand to see if we can nail it and find a cracking country pad for Stephanie and Ollie, as well as their expanding brood. Our couple were both taken with the cottagey charm of our first property option. So for our second stop, we're making our way just across the border into Oxfordshire. Our destination is the village of Sparsholt to see a gorgeous home we feel is worth travelling the extra mile for. There's a busy and friendly community within the quiet streets and a number of clubs to choose from. An old phone box offers a book swapping service, and locals are lucky enough to have an award-winning gastropub in their midst, which is just a minute's walk from the second offering in our lineup. So let's settle here and take a look at a 16th century thatched cottage.
Okay.
Okay, so go on, discuss thatches with me, because people either love them or they don't. So where do you fall into this camp?
Ollie loves them.
I like thatches. Nothing wrong with thatches, as long as they're looked after and well kept. They're great. Yeah.
Are you in agreement on thatches?
I don't really know much about them, I'll be honest, but I love the look of it. It's lovely.
It's very pretty, isn't it?
It's so pretty.
Very.
And the blue on the windows is actually one of the listings. It's historically that colour.
Oh really? So it has to
Keep it
stay
blue.
that?
Got to stay that colour.
Well, I do like the blue.
The blue's good. It's a lovely detail.
So should we go and explore?
Yes.
have a look.
Come on. This wonderful chocolate box property is Grade 2 listed. It started life as 2 cottages and was united into one in the 1970s. It's currently vacant, so a little bit of imagination is required to picture it as a home. You can see the history of this house. Oh. Yes, duck. You can just about manage that.
Yeah, just about.
Lots of beams, and you've got log burning stove, loads of character. What do you think?
I see this as a sort of a cosy sitting room almost.
This is very you this time. I'm surprised actually that it is this light. So from the front, the windows are quite small, so I didn't think it was going to be very light.
Okay. So I'm sensing you're not as convinced on this one.
It's not quite me. I think it's just mainly how low the ceilings are.
Do you know what? I like this room. The guinea pigs would love this room. They don't mind the low ceilings, so they're happy. Plenty of light, a little door out to the garden. They could run through that.
There's a cat flap.
Give them a ramp, maybe. They take themselves in and out just happily.
Well, come on, let's go and explore the rest. Let's move into the kitchen.
Okay.
Okay.
So in keeping with the rest of the house, you've got a beautiful, character-filled, cosy kitchen.
I like this. Good range here. You can see this working quite nicely.
Yeah.
You're not convinced,
I'm not convinced. Yeah, I like the exposed brickwork. But I don't know, it doesn't feel, it's not quite as warm and homely. That's the vibe I'm getting, and I know that's probably partly due to the fact that you don't have the furniture and stuff in here.
So I guess what perhaps you need to do is go off and explore yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
I'll be in the garden waiting for you because there's quite a lot to talk about out there.
Okay.
So go on, off you go.
Okay.
Have a wander, keep that open mind.
Thanks.
Neighbouring the kitchen is another reception room with another set of stairs, a reminder of the cottage's past when it was 2 homes.
Okay, this room feels slightly bigger.
You prefer it, this one?
Yeah, the beams aren't so low. I don't...
Well, my head's not touching them, so
Yeah.
there's a little bit more space in there.
As with many old properties, the family bathroom is on the ground floor, and this one is a perfect blend of period charm and contemporary style. The sleeping quarters are upstairs. Each staircase leads to 2 double bedrooms. They're all in the eaves and all have striking original beams.
Okay, so I'm guessing this would be a main bedroom?
This is definitely a main bedroom, yeah. The windows are a bit small for you.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. The windows are quite small for me. I do like big windows.
It's quite interesting just listening to them chat as they're walking around, and I think Stephanie is struggling with the age of this property. But I do think the garden has an awful lot to offer, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to win her over. At the front of the property is a large driveway and a detached garage, perfect for housing Ollie's classic wheels. Round the back, the garden plot stretches to 1/4 of an acre of lawn surrounded by fruit trees. There are also lots of options for housing those goats, with a brick outhouse, once an outdoor loo, another outbuilding and a summer house. So let's talk gardens. I think it's got everything you need for the goats, potentially, and the guinea pigs.
Excellent.
Yes,
Yes,
we're getting there. I can't see it though at the moment. There's a lot of trees, and I'm thinking, how will that work for the goats? I can see that there's some options for the guinea pigs to have some outside space. I can certainly see them snuffling around. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could work.
So I'm going to put you on the spot now, ask you both what you think it's on the market for.
Or £590,000.
Okay, and Ollie?
I think £560,000.
Well, you're both off the mark, but Stephanie, you were almost there. It's on the market for £595,000. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I was a long way off.
yeah. But look, go and explore the rest of it now you know the price. Have a really good look around.
Yeah.
And I'll be wandering around in the garden, figuring out a home for the goats. So come and find me when you're ready.
Okay.
This 16th century thatched cottage is priced just £5,000 under budget, and it's in great decorative order. There's a country kitchen, 2 reception rooms and 4 bedrooms. Outside, the large garden and numerous outbuildings provide potential for both the couple and their pets.
Okay, so this is a good sized garage.
This is your space.
Car fit in here. There's already some carpet on the wall to protect the doors, work surfaces to do repairs on.
I think it's certainly more Ollie than me. I love the look of it and I love the outside, but if I think in, practicality, I don't think it would work for me.
The house itself is lovely, but there are probably too many things which don't quite work out or will be a little tricky to make work for what we want.
The size of the garden actually is quite vast, but it does have a lot of trees and quite well-established plants that would make it hard to actually find a space where the goats could go.
What a lovely spot. So does it feel real now to the two of you? It's so different to London, isn't it?
It is very different, but it's really nice just being in the village here and seeing both of these houses today. It certainly made us start thinking.
So which of the two houses today do you think the guinea pigs would like, Stephanie? Because they're such an important part of the search.
They are. I feel like the indoor space, certainly the first property. I think the room sizes there were bigger, they'd have more space. But potentially the outdoors of the second property, there's probably more potential for them there.
So just like the two of you, they would be slightly divided over the two properties?
Yes.
Yeah, they'd be slightly divided. I think I'd have to back Stephanie though. I think they'd prefer the first one.
Well, we've still got more house hunting to do tomorrow, but we've had a great day today. Let's go and relax, shall we?
Yeah, great.
We're in Wiltshire on the second day of our search for a country home with land for Stephanie and Ollie from Mortlake, southwest London. Not forgetting their 5 guinea pigs. Still to come, I've got a surprise up my sleeve with our mystery house.
Well, that changes things a little bit.
That changes everything.
And I learn about the county's Jurassic gems. What an amazing piece of history to hold in your hand.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Stephanie and Ollie have a generous £600,000 to spend on their dream country home. But for those with a more modest budget, Wiltshire offers some fantastic options too. This attractive 3-bedroom terraced home in a pretty suburb of Caen towards the north of the county is on the market for £250,000. If you want to check out life in the area before you buy, how about considering a rental like this character cottage in White Parish? It has 2 bedrooms and would set you back £795 a month. And if you fancy soaking up a little of the county's celebrated prehistoric atmosphere, how about a short stay in this off-the-ground tent at a campsite near Stonehenge? At £50 per night for 2 people in high season, you'll be sure to get up to experience the sunrise over Wiltshire's most mysterious and impressive monument. Our final stop takes us to the south of the county and the village of Semley, situated in an area of outstanding natural beauty. I've brought our house hunters into the village where there's a great local store and a pub to give them a taste of what life might be like if they lived here. So, village life is going to be a bit different to London life, isn't it?
It is.
It is, definitely.
How do you feel about that?
I'm just really excited.
Yeah, it will be a big change, but it'll be a good change.
So I know that the convenience of popping out for a pint of milk, it's quite handy when you're in London, isn't it?
Can be, just down the road, round the corner.
Yeah, if you live in Semley, it's quite handy as well, because you can come and get it pretty much fresh from the cow via a vending machine.
Okay, all right, different.
There you go.
You must want to move reasonably quickly.
And while they fill up with the white stuff,
Perfect.
I'm off to our mystery house just over a mile away to give you a sneak peek before they arrive. It's this fabulous Methodist chapel not far from the centre of the community. Well, I've shown quite a few decommissioned churches and chapels on this show, and in my experience, they elicit quite a strong reaction, not always positive. So I wonder where Ollie and Stephanie are going to sit on that. I know where I sit, but let's see if we're all singing from the same hymn sheet. So you two, a decommissioned chapel.
Wow.
It's different.
What do you think of the location and being close to the village?
Yeah, it's really beautiful. We were just saying it's so nice and peaceful, and the views are lovely. Yeah, very excited by this.
Definitely.
Would you have ever come to look at a decommissioned church building if you'd have seen it?
Possibly.
Maybe.
Okay. we suspected that it might not have been top of your list, which was why I thought it would make a fantastic mystery house. So, should we go and explore it?
Yes.
Let's go and explore.
This former chapel dates back to the 1870s, and while it's full of period character on the outside, inside there's a stylish modern feel throughout the property. Like our previous home, this one is also currently vacant. So come on in.
Well, you've got the space, the open plan to start with.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
We're surprised.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say at the moment.
You're just taking it in.
Yeah, taking it in.
So, Ollie, I know that you liked the character of one of the properties yesterday, and Stephanie, you particularly like the open plan, the light feeling, and I think it's got both of those.
Yeah, I think it does.
I like it. I'm quite intrigued. I'm just trying to picture what I would put where and that kind of thing.
So let's wander through and look at the sitting area, because there's something I really want you to see down here.
Okay.
So this is a really interesting space, isn't it? It could be a reading area,
Yeah.
and then that's what I wanted you to see.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not a view that you get in London.
No, that's quite a view out there.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is what you're coming here for.
Yes, exactly.
This is a massive adventure.
Exactly. There's so many different things you could do with it, actually, in terms of furniture and.
It's so nicely open plan, but also it feels well divided. There are definite separate areas. It doesn't feel like just a studio. It feels nice.
So upstairs we've got 3 good-sized double bedrooms.
Okay.
So go and explore up there on your own, and I'll be waiting in the garden for you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
See you in a minute.
Enjoy. The stairway boasts one of many beautiful stained glass windows here. They also feature in the smart bathroom and in each bedroom, rising up from the ground floor. And as for the window in the main bedroom, well, it's simply divine.
Wow, this is a lovely room, isn't it?
Well, this is a master bedroom, isn't
Yeah,
it?
this window is really, really great.
That is a view and a half to wake up to.
It's bright, isn't it? And you've just
Yeah.
got such, you can see everything. Okay, let's go look at the other bedroom.
Yes. Nice light, big wide room, tall ceiling, beautiful view from the round window.
Yeah, that's again a really nice view, isn't it?
Lovely. Perfect views both ends.
I'm not surprised they're seeing the merits of this spectacular property. But during our search, it's the outside that's become top of their list of priorities. And here, I think the garden with its views might get a big thumbs up too. Look. It's even better from out here, isn't it?
It is.
Quite a view.
It's very special.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
definitely.
beat that at all.
Now, with any house hunt, there is inevitably a compromise. So the compromise with this one is, of course, the garden and your garage.
Yeah, no garage.
But you could put the garage at the side of the house. There's definitely room there to build one, should you want to do. And what about the garden? Could you work with this?
The garden would work for us. It wouldn't
Yeah.
work for goats, I don't think.
So how about if I told you that the plot of land that you can see just off the garden could be available to rent?
Well, that changes things a little bit.
That changes everything. Changes everything.
I think you like this one, Ollie.
Yes, I do. I really do.
Before we get ahead of ourselves, let's figure out if you can afford this house.
Oh yes.
So what do you think it's on the market for?
I think it's probably on for £555,000.
Stephanie, what about you?
I'd probably go for a little bit more than Ollie, and I'd say £580,000.
It's just under budget, actually, £595,000.
Okay.
So you have got pretty special house.
Yeah.
It is well done
Yeah.
out.
Quite a special
And a
location.
Yeah, I know.
view.
Yeah, absolutely.
So look, now you know what this one is on the market for. Just go and explore. Go and enjoy.
Thank you.
Our mystery house has slipped in £5,000 under budget, and what a rare find this former chapel is. The open plan layout downstairs means there's both space and light, And upstairs, the 3 bedrooms are full of character. Although the garden isn't vast, the option of renting some adjacent land means there's room for everyone here.
You know what would be really nice? Right here.
Yeah.
Hot tub.
Hot tub here. Goats just
Just
milling
in front.
around in front of us.
Yeah.
Renting that could work quite nicely.
I really like this house. It's very different, not something I would have thought of looking at.
The lack of a garage, and it's difficult to work out where a studio would be for Stephanie.
The view's amazing though.
Yes, exactly. You want it for the view rather than the other bit sort of pale slightly. If the land situation works out how we want or how we would like, then this is a real contender.
It's quite a spot, this, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So it's a good mystery?
Very good.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I think you've got some chatting to do now, haven't you?
Yeah.
We really do, yes.
So you go off and do that, and I'll see you a little later.
Okay.
The Wiltshire countryside is known for its rural landscape, but it's also home to a more hidden beauty. And someone who knows all about it is Hannah Good. Along with her daughter Ella, she hunts for fossils inland, which together they turn into pieces of jewellery. I've come to meet Hannah in South Cerney in the Cotswolds on the Wiltshire-Gloucestershire border. Hey Hannah.
Hi.
What an amazing spot.
Yes, this was actually the site of a Victorian railway. So basically the Victorians were very keen on fossils, and this was one area where they found an exposure of the Kelloways rock, which is this stuff here, which is super hard. The rocks are formed in the Jurassic period, 160 million years ago. This area would have been under the ocean, and in these nodules and around these nodules, quite often you can find fossils.
Is it usual to be fossil hunting so far inland?
Well, yes, because there are areas that were under the sea. You can find fossils right the way from Oxford, right the way down to the Dorset coast. This is just a piece that I picked up from the surface, so you can see in there there's an impression of an ammonite.
I can see.
These are actually fossils that were genuinely found on this cutting. So those are Propanulites ammonites, so about 160 million years old.
What an amazing piece of history
Yes.
to hold in your hand.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Before hunting for fossils, always make sure you have permission from the landowner, and do take care when on loose and rocky terrain. To see how these rough and ready finds are transformed, we're off to Hannah and Ella's workshop in the village of Tisbury. So Hannah, this looks a little bit more like my idea of a jewellery workshop, as fun as that was. So how do you turn them into those beautiful pieces of jewellery?
In this case, this is a Sigilloceros. I will cut it with my diamond trim saw. It looks like this, it's really dull. You can't see the beauty of it. So this is my beautiful jewel tool, and these are the grinding discs. And so we go right from coarse grinding through to medium, and then to polish, and then cerium oxide, which is the final stage. I've got a piece prepared for you so that you can actually have a go on it. We have an extractor, which is a little bit noisy, sorry. And then you just turn this knob and this spins. So it's quite a gentle process. You're just stroking it against the underside of the polishing disc and working progressively round and round. And we can swap over and yeah, have a go.
You can see it changing immediately, can't you?
Yes,
This is, Hannah, this is like the ultimate in recycling, isn't it?
it absolutely is. To find the beauty in something like that is really, really special.
Well, Hannah, it's starting to shine.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
seeing
looking
the
pretty good.
creature. So what happens next? What's the process from here?
Well, I can hand over to my daughter Ella.
Ella gave up a career in IT 5 years ago, studied jewellery making, and now works with mum Hannah to create their range of ethical jewellery. So the piece that I was polishing with your mum, what's that set to become?
So we're going to make this into just a really nice simple pendant. It's just so beautiful on its own. We don't want to add too much detail that will detract from its beauty.
First, Ella uses a jeweller's saw to remove the excess silver around the disc, so it's ready to receive the fossil.
Okay, so Ginny, you're going to have a go at pushing the bezel wall over the stone to hold it in place.
OK, I'm game for that. Pushing it in like that. So you're a local family and you're using local materials as well. That must be really special.
Yeah, it really goes with our whole ethos, really. A whole way of living is just using materials that are already in circulation and being as kind to the planet as possible.
It's looking a bit wavy. I might need you to come in and rescue it.
That's fine, it will all come together.
Good, okay. And in the hands of the professional, in no time at all, this ancient find is wrapped securely in silver. Oh, Ella, do you know, as a child, I used to collect fossils, and I think if you told me then that they could be turned into something so beautiful, I'd never have believed you.
I think this is the thing, when you see them in their raw state, they just look like a rock. And most people don't see that beauty, and so it's really nice to turn it into something that people can wear and treasure.
Now our house hunt has drawn to a close. I hope we've found Stephanie and Ollie their very own Wiltshire treasure. 3 very different properties, but 3 positive reactions. Now I think I have an idea which one may have wowed them, but perhaps they'll prove me wrong. Let's go and see. What a peaceful spot to end what's been quite a peaceful couple of days, hasn't it?
It's been really nice.
So my question to you is, of the 3 properties, did any of them wow you both?
Our favourite was definitely property 1.
Now you've surprised me. I thought the mystery house. I thought I'd got you with that.
You very nearly did. I think we may well look into it a little bit further. The layout of the property was lovely, but the garden was a bit small. So I think we need to look into that side of it and whether or not renting that piece of land right next door is practical.
So what's next then? What's the plan?
We'd like to go back and see property 1 and the mystery house, and property 1 mainly to measure up the garden and to see what we could do with that. But the house itself was, I mean, it's exactly what I was looking for, and I think you feel the same.
I do. The layout was good. It was well decorated already. We could almost move straight in.
We'll have a look, have a chat, call up, and you know, fingers crossed it works out.
Well, promise you're going to let us know.
We will.
What happens.
Of course we will.
And we just wish you all the best with your move here. You have chosen a beautiful part of the country to live in, so enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On a glorious day like today, who can blame a couple for wanting to escape to Wiltshire? And I'm really excited that Stephanie and Ollie have been drawn to not just 1 but 2 of our properties, and in particular that 1920s chalet bungalow. You know, I can just imagine them settling down to country life there, along with their menagerie of 4-footed friends. Whatever happens, we wish them all the best with their move here to Wiltshire. Join me next time on Escape to the Country.